full-scale production for a single episode of a podcast or a single session of a podcast in New York, right? In New York City, I should say, was close to $1,000 per episode.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
How you go to the companies and say, yo, hey, whatever y'all want to do, just do it. Here, put the stitched ads on my shit. Hey, put 900 stitched ads on my shit. Oh, what else you want to do? You want to sell our shit to Cadillac? Go ahead. You want to put our shit in Pepsi? You go ahead and negotiate it. Come back, give me what's left over after that. Like, it all sound nuts to me.
It was McDonald's, it was Underdog, it was Walmart, it was Hulu, it was Hennessy, it was Trojan condoms. It was M&M's. It was a lot of the big brands.
And DEI initiatives.
Yeah.
Because where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from right now?
Coming into this year, we noticed that it slowed down and we really didn't know why.
Trash!
But the reality is the DEI affected us directly.
It definitely did. It definitely did.
You congesting a road that is, you're making my 10-minute drive 3 hours for no reason. You're not about to do nothing. You don't believe in yourself. You're not about to invest in yourself. You're not trying to improve. You're not trying to get better. You don't know nobody. You don't network. You don't do shit. Move. Get out my way. I'm coming.
Welcome back and what's good? This is the Furious Robinson podcast, and I'm your host, Furious, your curator of conversation, wordsmith aficionado, voted most likely to be trending down the timeline. Hit the like button early, drop a comment for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel. This is a Sick Times Media production. You see the planes? Savon and Alex, egregious levels from the Need to Know podcast. Because at the end of the day, when you get on a mic and blame your HVAC, I'm looking at you nuts. When you get on the mic and try to say your co-host left, so now you didn't know what to do with your pod.
Part of the reason as to why we had such a great year prior is because of a lot of the ads we were receiving. Unfortunately, that slowed down for us.
After you got all these DEI checks? Nah, don't start renovating the pod now. Don't start buying cameras now. The only thing we need from you two is just a pod, just to give it up. And if you never given any great takes, if you don't actually go viral, and I'm using that word loosely, if you never on the timeline, what's the point of us watching?
It's getting harder and harder to afford keeping the lights on here, to be quite frank with you guys.
Why is the DEI people giving you all this bread? That's what I don't get. And I know they got a reorg. Whoever was handing out these checks to these mid-tier podcasts, I know they got canned. I know they fired. Because ain't no way I'm handing a podcast that's getting 300 views to 1,000 views, 250K to 500K because of COVID. I'm sorry. Like, I don't get it. And they're sitting there like, yeah, we got so much money a year or two ago and we don't know what happened. I know what happened. The podcast was basura, brother.
Coming into this year, we noticed that it slowed down and we really didn't know why. This celebrity hairline. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right?
Trash!
It's okay to be at your craft. It's okay to sit in the lab and have some self-awareness and say, yo, I need to put in some work. I need to get better. I need to work on my jumper. But no, these gentlemen are the Jamarcus Russell of podcasting. So when Joe Budden says things like 40% of the field won't make it, I understand why.
40% of podcasters will be done in the next few months.
A lot of people are here for the checks. A lot of people are here for the looks. And a lot of these boys got stimmies and can't do nothing with it. I love it. Move out the way, please. Expeditiously move to the left and go back to your 9 to 5. It's okay.
Go back and listen. We had maybe 3 to 6 ads per episode. It was McDonald's, it was Underdog, it was Walmart, it was Hulu, it was Hennessy, it was Trojan condoms. It was M&M's. It was a lot of the big brands.
And DEI initiatives.
Yeah.
And that might sound like a little bit of hate. You might hear a little bit of bias in my tone, but at the end of the day, these boys got the amazing Joe Budden stimmy and still flopped in real time. So this is what dependency looks like. This is what bad business looks like. No work ethic, no evolution, nada. We stuck in the same spot. And that's tough because when you have this type of dependency on corporate budgets. That's what it is. You're sitting around waiting for a check from M&M's, waiting for a Hulu bag, waiting for Trojan.
This shit is hard, running the studio.
It's very difficult.
Running different businesses, managing engineers, their equipment.
I looked and said, yo, what does that have to do with podcasting? Hire an office manager if you're having business trouble, right?
Our first 3 months of taking over the studio, our HVAC went out.
So this type of sponsorship for a mid-tier podcast lets me know they were giving anybody checks. They were giving out checks to anybody. And that's dope. Respectfully, collect your coin. But I know that team got fired. I know that team that were handing out these DEI checks that budgeted out anywhere from $5K to $45K to mid-tier content creators in the space. I know they got reorged. It's sick.
We're scrambling at the top of this year because we realized that, hey, the money is slowing up and it's no longer a net 30. You know, the ad agency we was working with, it wasn't a net 30, it wasn't a net 60. They didn't push it to net 90.
M&M's, Hennessy, McDonald's, Underdog, Hulu, Trojan, and Walmart. People pray for these types of ads. And you were doing 3 to 6 ads per pod and still flopped. After securing all of these DEI checks, no one thought to say, oh, it's time to really get active. It's time to wake it up. This is our bread and butter. Let's really move the needle. Nope. Complacency, content, it's easy. When it looks easy and when it feels easy, you're not going to actually put in the work, and that's tough.
To everybody out there trucking it through this podcast and shit, it's not as easy as podcasters make it look.
Your pod had more ads than an actual conversation. I felt like I was watching Hulu with no subscription. And the best part, they were bragging. We got another one. Another sponsor, M&M's, Hulu. And when they started to brag about getting all of these checks and how much money they made, I said, oh, they don't understand the game.
Coming into this year, we made last year. So coming into this year, we made over 6 figures.
Yep.
We made, I want to say close to last year.
You can be easily replaced. Because if you don't realize, there's somebody that works at that company that's watching your channel and looking at the numbers. They're looking at the kickbacks. They're reading the data. If you're promoting a Hulu ad and only 2 people out of 100,000 subscribers sign up for that Hulu, that's an L. If McDonald's throw the tag in there and they not selling no Big Macs off the need to know back, they snatching that check. So give me that back because you don't deserve it. At the end of the day, you can't really have this many excuses when you was giving out this level of egregious trash.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Like, I'm not going to hold back on this one. That's why I said it's going to sound like hate, but I have to be real on this one. I'm not giving out no 3rd place trophies. I get it. A lot of people are going to say they made a lot of money. Yes. But at what cost? You made $250K for 2 years. Now what? Now what? Where's the money going to come from?
Because where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from right now?
So when a lot of you individuals and humans start to say, oh, but I make a lot of money, for how long? Keep it going. That's what I like to see. Don't do it for 1 year. Do it for 10. Because at a certain point in time, when they snatch those checks and the lights get cut off, you can't stand on, oh, we made a lot of bread. Yes, and you squandered it as well. You fumbled that real bag. That real bag was on the horizon. That real bag was another 2 to 3 years down the line of putting in quality work. But you said, oh, I'm going to collect the check now and then essentially get complacent. And that's where it looks wicked to me when the excuses come in. Because if you have all of these excuses, I know you wasn't really putting in the work. You wasn't really putting in the work, and that's cool. A lot of these gentlemen are here for a good time, not a long time. 40%, please leave the field. They didn't say something that was very key to me. They didn't say, yo, we're going to scale down. We're going to downsize. We're going to try to figure this out and come back with a different iteration that may not be as high production, but we still going to drop. Nope. The checks stopped coming. They quit.
Because I don't think people really understand what this shit takes, you know, especially when you have so many other things in your life, in your personal life, family, money, career, work, etc.
And I respect it. Move out the way, go back to your 9-to-5s, life be lifing, the HVAC broke, whatever. We get it. So this to me is just wicked levels of delusion from content creators. And I can no longer let this go on because this is terrible business. This is egregious levels of business. This is bad business 101. Why would you spend $1,000 per pod? $1,000 and you're getting 300 views? That makes no sense. That's like 30 cents of ad revenue. What was the point of that? I don't get that. If you know you just secured a couple of checks, now is the time to be efficient. You don't know how long these checks are going to come in, but nah, I'm sure y'all was living it up. You living in New York, I'm sure you going to Say Less, all types of vibes. But back to what I'm saying, when you're looking at bad business in real time, this is how it looks. If you take over a dusty contract from Mandy B and the HVAC breaks and the security gate breaks and all these things that you have to do in real time, now you just blew 50K. 100K on renovations and cameras and staffing, but your podcast is still trash. Do we see the common denominator here? If you're not giving up a great take, if you're not really giving your opinion, why continue to stand on this hill? Why continue to essentially leverage the Joe Budden stimmy and essentially put a facade in front of your pod?
Losing Regi obviously put some strains on us, not from a financial standpoint, but just from a direction standpoint.
Yeah.
One, because it was sudden. Mm-hmm. To my knowledge, I had no idea that it was something that was going to happen or could potentially happen. Mm-hmm. And maybe that was ignorant on my end because, Regi had expressed, hey, there's some things that, I just would like to do different. I would like you, Savon, in particular, to do different. And I didn't.
So as these grown men continue to dance around the actual real point, they continue to give excuses. I laughed. I said, yo, you could tell who really don't care. You could tell who's really here to give it up, give their opinions, want to be in the space, want to network, really want to be active as a creator. And you could tell who just be sitting around doing whatever in their casa. Like, this is a luxury Airbnb with microphones and cameras.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
When Regi left, that was a sign that, she probably saw that the ship was sinking. She probably saw Savon at the Emanny store. Who knows? Because I'm looking at a lot of things very funny in the light. Your co-host leaving. You don't know how to manage a building or hire an office manager to essentially handle these day-to-day tasks. You can't podcast. Like, your podcasting is very mid-tier. It's mid. It's cool. It's not trash, but it's mid. It's not great, but you all right. And then, as you secure all of these checks, and a wild theory that I thought about just from perusing the page, I said, if I would have collected a $250K check and I know I was mid, if I would have gotten a $500K check from all these DEI companies and I knew I was only cracking 300 views and I could not get anywhere near 100K, I'm botting. I'm about to make it look like I'm lit. I'm using that money and dumping it right back into my channel. What are we speaking about? And that's not me. I'm good. I'm straight. But if I have the bag and I see my numbers going down and I know I can't really give it up because I'm playing selective politics and I got all these friends that I want to keep ties with, so I can't really give no real opinions, bot. Just bot, brother. Just get it up out the mud and bot. This was an overfunded studio. This was cosplaying as a creator in real time. I get it. You can play business. You can renovate the studio. You can buy as many Red cameras as you like. You can get as many Shure microphones. That's dope. But if nobody really cares to hear your opinion, it's a wash. And then you got these pseudo creators that hang on to the Joe Budden stimmy like Emanny, who says you need clout to go up.
But when it comes to this content creation shit, I don't got time to do all this other shit y'all talking about. I gotta try to figure it out and get to it while the iron is striking.
While the iron's hot.
And
I'm
not
it.
gonna speak
I
as
don't
it.
know what Emanny is talking about.
I disagree entirely.
Yeah, I want to hear his thoughts. Yeah, I want to see. Go ahead, finish.
You need clout to get lit. And the way I look at things like that is, if one person, 10 people, 100 people are clicking on your video, that's love. That's off the strength. They don't got to do that. So actually give it up and wake up a take. But if you want to sit around and wait for another man to build something so you could latch on to it, sick. And that's how I look at these guys, depending on the DEI check, depending on Joe, depending on Mandy. Who else y'all depending on? Depending on Taco Bell and Pepsi and Hulu and all these brands.
It was McDonald's, it was Underdog, it was Walmart, it was Hulu, it was Hennessy, it was Trojan condoms. It was M&M's. It was a lot of the big brands.
And DEI initiatives.
Yeah.
Sad. And then gonna try to trauma bond and say life be lifing. Yeah, brother, for everybody, not just you. You not cool. You not special. Like these narcissistic tendencies to say, oh, but life was getting so hard, so I had to stop potting. The fuck? Like I'm looking at y'all crazy for saying some of these things because at the end of the day, if your own ending, the podcast that ended didn't even crack 10K views, that should be a sign to how many people really trust you as a creator in the space. And I can look at it from a different perspective. Maybe I'm going too hard. These are good dudes, respectful, hardworking, upstanding gentlemen in their community. But good people can run a tragic business. The DEI wave exposed something very deep. They love the lifestyle more than the craft. They didn't quit because the DEI bag dried up. They quit because no strategy, no identity, no consistency, no evolution. This was a ship waiting to sink. And at the end of the day, when you look at a lot of these podcasts in the field, you can tell who really want it and who don't. So at the end of the day, the bag did not kill the podcast. The truth did. And as I gracefully land the plane, this one was for all my creators. You don't got to chase corporate charities. You don't got to chase clout. You can actually chase mastery. You can actually elevate and build in real time. But let me know, jump in the comments. Is Savon and Alex good? Do they come back with another iteration of the show, even better with maybe a better co-host? Or is it a wash for that? We don't even need it. Keep it over there. Hit the like button for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. This is the Furious Robinson podcast, a Sick Times Media production. Stay dangerous.